Everybody is trying to get the most possible coins on FIFA 23, so I'm going to show you the best trading method you can use to build up your coins right now. But before we jump into that, I need to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking for the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market, make sure to head over to utnice.com and use code CHIEF for 5% off at checkout. Now let's get right into this video. Alright, so jumping into this trading method, what we're going to talk about is the shadow chemistry style trading method. Now, we're not going to be trading with just the shadow chemistry style card. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be trading with players that already have this shadow chem style applied to them. So, the reason we do this is because players that already have the shadow chemistry style applied go for more. And the reason for that is the shadow chemistry style obviously holds some value. As you can see right now, it's currently selling for about upwards of 3,000 coins, as you can see. So if a player already has that applied to their card, then that means somebody doesn't have to go buy one to apply it to them. So to give you a good example here, we're going to go ahead and look at Araujo, for example. If we take a look at the price of his just normal card, no chemistry style applied right now, I believe he goes around 4,000 coins here. Looks like he's a little more expensive. He's currently selling for around 5,000 coins. However, if we look at Araujo with a shadow chemistry style applied, he's going to go closer to 6,000 coins. And with a lot of players, this difference is even bigger. So if we go look at someone like Lisandro Martinez, it's the same thing. So we're going to look to take advantage of this because a lot of people don't realize that if their player has a chem style applied, they could sell them for a lot more. So you could sell Lisandro with a shadow for 5K there. However, someone may be like, okay, Lisandro Martinez goes for 4K and list him for that. So we're going to look to take advantage of this. How exactly are we going to do this? So the best way possible is you're going to set up your filter like this. You're going to set your quality to gold rare, your chem style to shadow. You're going to set your max buy now to 9,900. And then my maximum bid price, I usually set to about 1,500 here. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way to the 59th minute using R1, RB, whatever console you're on. We're going to get all the way over here. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to just compare price by clicking square, or I believe it's X on Xbox, and then back out. And what this does here is it's going to refresh the market. So any cards that fit into this filter, they're going to pop up on the market now. And this makes it a really nice trick because we can search for any card here in this filter and be all the way at the end of the hour by just comparing price and backing out. And then what you're going to do is just look to pick up cards that are good value. So how are you going to learn what cards are good value? How can you do this? At the beginning, it's going to be slow and it's going to be a learning curve. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep refreshing and the new cards are going to pop up here. So if you don't know player prices, which is going to be the point that we want to get to, is that we know all player prices. But what we're going to do is we're just going to jump over to Footbin if you don't know player prices. And I'm just going to type in Tapsoba here. And I'll see Tapsoba goes about 1,300. So what we're looking to do is we're trying to pick players up for somewhere around 1,000 coins under what they go for without the shadow chemistry style. So Tapsoba now I know is 1,300 coins. So whenever I see Tapsoba with a shadow pop up, I probably want to pick him up for around 2K or less. And as you go, you're just going to keep looking up players here. For example, we know from earlier, Lisandro Martinez with a shadow goes for 5K. He popped up for 3,800 there, but we missed him. So you can obviously find a lot of good deals here. And anything for like 1,500 or less is always going to be a good deal here because we know the shadow chem style goes for a lot more than that. And it really just is about learning the prices here. So I see a lot of Renan Lodi's popping up. So maybe I'd go look at Renan Lodi here. I see he's about 4.6K. So honestly, him for 5K with a shadow is a good deal. But this card has already expired. And it's really about just learning those prices. Now, the next step to this, after you kind of do this over and over, you're trying to learn player prices and you can snipe these cards, is what I was doing yesterday is I was finding certain players that were popping up quite a bit and I was just trying to snipe them individually. So by that I mean yesterday we'll use the example that I actually used. So when I snipe as well, I like to go to the squad screen here. I think it's a little quicker and go to the transfer market. So what I was doing yesterday was I was sniping Mazrewe with a shadow on him. Now, this card yesterday was selling for about 3.6K. You can see he's a little bit more expensive now. Let's take a look here. He's about 4.2K at the moment. Now, with a shadow, he was selling for like 5.8K yesterday. Let's take a look at him now. He's currently selling for right around the same price. He's about 5.6K with a shadow here. So I was just sitting here and I was sniping him with a shadow on him individually because I found that there was just a lot of him popping up, and it's easier to snipe one player than it is to compare price on that and try to snipe multiple players. Now, obviously you're not going to see as much pop up, but if you're struggling with sniping with the compare price method, because you do have to be very quick and know the player prices, a lot of times it is helpful to just go and snipe an individual player. Now, like I said, and as you're seeing here, there's going to be a lot less cards, but it is going to be more reliable in terms of winning players. Now, when it comes to listing these cards up, there's a couple things you can do. Typically for me, I just like to go ahead and look at the specific players I win and then list them for close to the cheapest on the market. There's quite a few here for 5.6K. I'd probably just list him 5.6K there, Mazray way. So you can just list them for a little bit of profit, but I typically look each and every player up to see how much they should actually be selling for. Now, you can also go about bidding with the Shadow Chem style method, but for me, it is a little bit difficult at times because as it becomes more popular, people never miss on these cards. They always see them. But typically, I just like to go quality gold rare, chem style shadow, and search here with no other parameters. Because if you do it other ways, a lot of times what you're going to find is it just like doesn't put cards in the filter that should be there. I don't know how else to explain it other than it legitimately just doesn't put cards that should be there, which is very annoying, but it is what it is. So if we're looking for some deals here, I did go ahead and place a bid on that Fred. I believe Fred goes for 7.5K without a shadow. I'm going to look up his price real quick. He sells for about 7.4K here. I'll bid 7.8. That's not terrible. And just to give an example, there's another Fred there. We'll go ahead and place a bid on him. Just to give an example of what Fred goes for with a shadow on him, people are just throwing that bid up there. If we look at Fred with a shadow here, he is currently selling for he currently sells for about 8.6, it looks like. Let's look at 8.7. It looks like 8.6K is going to be the cheapest Fred with a shadow there, as you can see. So I'd like to pick this guy up for like 8K or less, maybe even a little bit cheaper. So that's something to keep an eye on there. And you can see bidding gets quite difficult. These bids get thrown up very, very quickly here. They're going to win that for 8.1K. And if they list them for 8.6K, you lose 430 on tax. You're only making 70 coins after tax on that card. But you can also list cards up for more expensive, sell them to lazy buyers, which is something I'm big about. So you're not just selling for the lowest price always. So we could sell this Fred pretty quickly for 8.6K. However, if we were to list him for like 9K here, I bet you he would sell. It would take the entire hour, but I bet you he would sell for 9K. So it is a matter of just like what you're willing to wait on in terms of sales, but you will be able to sell those cards for even more. And you can see we pick up a Fred with a shadow there for 8K. I'm going to list him for 9K because I'm willing to wait for him to sell because I have more coins to trade with. So boys, simple stuff there, Shadow Chem style trading. Let me know how this method works for you guys. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.